Hi, welcome to the overview of Mahara. I'm currently logged in as a student on my Moodle site, and you can see that on the left-hand side we've got a Mahara ePortfolio link. One of the advantages of using Mahara is the seamless single sign-on between learning management systems and Mahara, in this case Moodle and Mahara. I've clicked on Mahara ePortfolio so that we can have a look at how the Mahara system works. Once Mahara loads, we can see that the user is presented with the dashboard. Across the top here we've got the four main areas of the Mahara ePortfolio system. Down the right hand side we've got some standard information for the user, and in the middle of the page we've got the dashboard, which can be configured by the user to include whichever content they're wanting to display. The dashboard is only ever shown to the user whose profile it is. Content is the area where you can add content in Mahara, including files, personal information, and a range of other content types. Once the content area loads, you can see that there are sub-tabs which allow us to populate the profile pictures. There's a files area, journal, resume, and plans. Each one of those tabs can be customized to include information that's relevant to an organization. For example, in the profile area, we can see that there is an About Me tab, contact information, messaging, and general. Under messaging, there's a range of options for including other social networking tools, and that may or may not be appropriate for your organization's use. Those things can be changed or customized. Across the top we have, as I previously said, profile pictures, which you can set up more than one profile picture, and you can use those in different contexts depending on what kind of a page or what kind of content you're creating. And there's a files area where users can set up their own file management, and they can create subfolders and do basic file management tasks. You'll also notice on the right hand side that there is a quota. The quota is set by the administrator. This system is set to 50 meg per user, and it shows the user how much of that quota they have used. If we have a look at portfolio, the portfolio is where the user can build pages which they can then share, and the content that is on the pages can include content both from within Mahara and from external sources. We'll come back to this tab shortly and have a look at how you create and populate pages. But just to complete the overview along the top there, the groups area is where users can join groups which are typically around a specific issue or area of interest, and include typical tools for online communities of practice, including an area where you can share files, have discussions, and also connect with others from within the same ePortfolio. Just going back to the Portfolio tab, it's possible to edit any of these pages which are existing. For example, on the right hand side you can see this little pencil. If I click on that pencil, it allows me to edit the dashboard page. So the dashboard page, as I said before, is only visible to the user, but you may like to add a range of content there depending on your use of the ePortfolio. We'll come back to how to add content for a custom page. You'll notice at the top left that the tabs have disappeared, but if we were to hover over the Mahara logo at the top left, you'll see that you've still got access to those four main areas. If I click back on Portfolio, it takes us back to the view that we were looking at before. The dashboard page and the profile page are pages which are produced automatically by Mahara, and the other pages that we're seeing on this screen are pages, custom pages, which I've created myself. To create a page, you simply click on the Create Page button, and then it's a matter of defining the page in terms of title and description, and also adding some content to the page. I'm going to click on Resume and demonstrate how you can add some content from the resume to the main content area. It's simply a drag and drop method, so if I drag the one resume field down, in this case it lists all of the fields from the resume, so say we want to add education history and click on Save. It'll pull that information from the resume and put it into this page. If the education history is updated in the content section, it will automatically update on any pages that it's been added to. There's also a range of ways of adding multimedia or more rich content, and also you can add content from external sites, for example YouTube or Google Docs, etc. At the top of the screen we can give the page a name by going to the Edit Title. So I'm going to call this page Education History. You can provide a description. And then you can save the changes to the page. There are some layout changes that you can make. By default, Mahara has 3 equal columns. You can see that 3 equal column layout is selected, but the user can control that for each view, so depending on how they're wanting each of their pages to look. And we can also, display page allows us to preview the page. And share page allows us to choose who can see the page. So basically with Mahara you would populate your ePortfolio through the Content tab, and then you would decide how you wanted to share it and how you wanted that content to look through the Portfolio tab and the Pages. Another excellent feature that Mahara has is allowing us to get content out of the learning management system into our ePortfolio automatically. To show you that, I'm going to go back to the dashboard page so that I can see my link back to Moodle. So I'm going to click on Moodle Demo. You'll notice that at the moment the two sites look quite different. The Moodle site has a theme applied to it, and the Mahara site is just as the default Mahara look and feel. It can be customized so that they look more similar and the user has a less jarring experience when they're moving from one tool to the other, depending on how you want them to work. So I'm just going to demonstrate how I could take some content that I've submitted as part of an assignment and push that into my ePortfolio. I'm going to click on this Assessment Task 2 Theory Essay, which is one of the assignments that this user has had to submit. Scroll down so that we can see that I have submitted this file Assignment 2 Theory, and click on this little green arrow which sends or starts the process to send the file into my ePortfolio. So I can select the destination. In this case, Mahara ePortfolio is the one we want. And then I can confirm that that is actually the correct file to send to my ePortfolio. And then I could continue to work within the learning management system, or I can have a look in the ePortfolio system to see how that's been exported. So it automatically takes me into my files where I can see, I've actually exported this multiple times, but we can see that this file has been exported and it is in fact showing within my ePortfolio. I'm going to pop back into Moodle again, so I'm going to click on Moodle just to show one other feature that works with the integration between Moodle and Mahara. There is a specific assignment type which can be created which uses a Mahara ePortfolio page as the assessment instrument. I'm going to click on Assessment Task Induction, which I know is the assessment task which has the ePortfolio. This Kim student has already submitted a page, but the interface looks very similar. Typically, if I hadn't already submitted a page, this area would be blank. It wouldn't list the page there. But you can see that the 4 pages that are the custom pages that I've created in my ePortfolio are listed automatically. And so if I decide that I want to submit this page, Education History, I can click on Submit. And that page is now submitted for assessment. If I went to that page in my ePortfolio, I would see that that page is locked until after it has been assessed. Once the teacher has assessed that page, you can see that the feedback comes at the bottom of this page. So this was previous feedback that was submitted for the previous page, but it's good to see that there. And in the Mahara ePortfolio, we would find the outcomes from this unit are listed. So I'll just pop back into the ePortfolio and show you that. So these outcomes which are listed under outcomes in the portfolio section are outcomes from Moodle. At the moment they are an aggregate of all of the units that the student has completed or has received outcome marks for. In the future we're thinking that this will be a little bit more granular, so rather than just being an aggregate of the outcomes, it'll actually provide more information about the grading that's happened in Moodle. That's a very quick whistle-stop tour of how Moodle and Mahara work together, but hopefully it'll provide an overview of the tools and possibly generate some questions. So I look forward to hearing from you, and thank you very much for listening.